I'm AI Avtaro CA Ratan Mundra. IFSCA has issued a significant circular on April 1st, 2026, impacting all fund management entities operating in IFSC. This circular introduces a mandatory certification requirement for key managerial personnel and employees engaged in core fund management activities. While the regulatory framework already existed under the 2025 regulations, this circular operationalizes the requirement by specifying the exact certification and setting a clear deadline. This marks a shift from principle-based compliance to a structured and enforceable obligation. The circular specifies a single certification course titled Regulatory Framework for Fund Management in IFSC, AIFs and Retail Schemes offered by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. This is now a mandatory requirement for all relevant personnel within FMEs. The intent is to create a standardized understanding of regulatory frameworks governing fund management activities in IFSC. One of the most critical aspects of this circular is the introduction of a hard deadline. All covered personnel must complete the certification on or before September 30th, 2026. This transforms the requirement into a measurable compliance milestone. FMEs must act early to avoid last-minute risks and ensure timely completion across teams. The legal foundation of this circular lies in Regulation 7, Sub-Regulation 6 of the IFSCA Fund Management Regulations 2025. This provision empowers IFSCA to specify certification courses for employees. However, until now, no specific course had been prescribed. This circular bridges that gap by clearly defining the course and enforcing the requirement. The circular applies not only to key managerial personnel but also to all employees involved in core fund management activities. This is important because coverage is based on function rather than designation. Employees involved in portfolio decisions, investment support, fund operations, and regulatory execution must all be evaluated carefully. The circular clearly assigns responsibility to the fund management entity and the person or persons in control. This elevates the requirement from a simple training task to a governance level obligation. Senior management and controlling persons must ensure implementation, monitoring, and completion within timelines. Under the 2022 regulations, there was no requirement for mandatory certification. The 2025 regulations introduced an enabling provision under Regulation 7, Sub-Regulation 6, but without specifying any course. The April 2026 circular completes the framework by identifying the course and setting a deadline. This is a clear regulatory progression. This is a material regulatory change because it introduces a measurable compliance obligation with a fixed deadline. It expands the scope beyond KMPs to operational staff and creates a uniform competency standard across FMEs. This enhances regulatory readiness and consistency in the ecosystem. FMEs must now create a structured implementation plan. This includes identifying covered employees, enrolling them for certification, tracking progress, and maintaining documentation. Regular reporting to management or the board is also essential. This is not a one-time activity but a monitored compliance project. The biggest risk lies in incorrectly identifying covered employees or delaying certification. Lack of proper documentation can also create issues during inspections. FMEs should immediately issue internal guidelines, start enrollments, track progress monthly, and ensure full compliance well before the deadline. This circular must be treated as a priority compliance initiative. Moonses and Management Consultants LLP, a trusted partner for SEZ and IFSC excellence. A pioneer in establishing SEZ and IFSC units within GIFT City and India, delivering end-to-end IFSC setup. Operational support and handling complaints, risk management renowned for deep expertise in regulatory approvals, capital markets, fund management, insurance, finance company, foreign university BATF, and ancillary regulations and fintech, expertise in customs clearance for aircraft and ship procurement, leasing, GST, DSPF, IFSCA comprehensive support covering registration, reporting, and regulatory transitions, ensuring ring fencing, transparency, and global compliance standards. Join our network, scan the QR codes below to stay connected with us.